Mention a 1931 Ford Model A, and the unfortunate truth is that you won't see too many people get excited. But tack on things like a 302 out of a Mustang and Hillborn mechanical injection, and you're bound to raise a few eyebrows. Built by Ryan Kurtz of Kurtz Fabrication in Sonoma, California, this old Model A may not look like $1 million, but it's some of the most fun we've had in quite some time.
Not gonna lie, this is not an easy car to drive. We're on bias ply tires, suicide front suspension. The doors have a tendency to come open by themselves. But I will tell you this car is more exciting to drive at 45 miles an hour than most Ferraris are at 150. It's incredible.
Above all, we're metal fabricators, right? And our skills can be applied to different, different forms of racing and different, facets. I mean, like you see that the vintage car or the new Mustang, like they all have, it's all just metal. Shape it, form it, weld it together. It just kind of happened. I built the car because we found the body. The car was a running restored stock Model A. It was in a barn. The barn caught on fire and it set the car on fire. I always liked the look of a Model A and just wanted to do it. It was something different. It kind of had a unique look to it. Just wanted to build something cool.
You get a look at this car, and there are guys out there that can say, oh, I could probably build that. Let me tell you something. There is so much fabrication work that goes into a car that doesn't look like it has any fabrication work.
It's all custom. I mean, it just takes a lot of planning and forethought. And then, I mean, it really doesn't look like it, but yeah, there's a lot of hard work that's gone into making sure all the systems function properly next to one another and all that. Everything was built, it's just a body on a custom frame and custom floor pans and tunnel and firewall and all that stuff. So there was different challenges along the way and everything.
The engine is a 302 Ford, basically a 5-liter out of a Mustang. But the rub is it's got mechanical Hillborn fuel injection on top.
Well, I think there's nothing more hot rod than mechanical injection. I mean, Stu Hillborn built these things, and I mean, he's like the ultimate hot rodder, right? So it's like the ultimate go fast part. Most people just like buy them and put them on a shelf and look at them because they look cool. Well, we decided to put it on and make it work. So mechanical injection is like constant flow, where it just has one engine-driven pump that delivers fuel at a proportional rate to the crank RPM. So higher RPM, more fuel delivery. It doesn't stop the flow at an injector. It's just the only thing stopping the fuel from entering the cylinder is the intake valve. So the fuel can tend to pool up in there as the intake valve opens. It'll just drop some raw fuel in there.
The fuel injection is really temperamental. I mean, the Hillborn injection is basically supposed to run at wide open throttle. So it's really not super happy around town. When you're coming to a stop, you'll hit the brakes, but you gotta feather the gas and left foot brake to just keep the RPMs up in the car. But when you get this thing in its zone and it just starts to purr right along, it is just a magical experience. Like when you get on it, big velocity stacks in the front, which is really cool. And you hear that noise, and the noise is simply glorious. Oh. coming through the chassis, the wheels, the steering wheel. You gotta focus on this car. There's no rest. Now the handling on this thing is almost like a 3-step process. Or you turn the wheel, that hits the steering, that hits the wheels itself, and then the tires decide that they have to do something. It's not exactly what I call a canyon carver, but holy shit if it doesn't keep you on your toes.
I mean, they bias ply tires with, you know, suspension components that are 90 or 100 years old, or 80 years old anyway. Originally, leaf spring would have been mounted on top of the axle here, and then sprung across way up here, and the frame rail would have been on top of that, you know, so the whole thing would have been up here somewhere. What we've done is a suicide front end, where the leaf spring's mounted in front of the frame rails up at a higher position, and then the leaf spring actually mounts to the suspension at a lower point to get the whole frame and all that stuff down lower.
This is an original Model A steering wheel. It's massive. And you've got these big, I mean, if you go on the back side of this, it's just metal. The dashboard is out of a 51 Oldsmobile, and what they did was, he liked the way it looked, so he cut it in half, he made it fit, he welded it back together, and boom, dashboard. You can do that when you're a fabricator. Under my right foot, there's a little notch. Your heel just rests in it, and it gives you perfect placement for the brake pedal and the gas. I've never experienced that before. Apparently it's an old race car thing. But damn it, if it isn't fantastic. There are no mirrors, so my head kind of has to be on a swivel. And we don't have a windshield, but we sit so low in the car that the wind turbulence isn't any worse than most convertibles I've been in.
The window frame that I got is just too messed up to put glass in it, so I never did. It does beat you up a little bit. I wanted to put some padding in it, some of the cooler stuff like you would have seen in the front engine dragsters in the day where it like snaps into place and all that, but just never got there. It's kind of curved to your body, so it's not all that bad.
As for gas, it actually has a 12-gallon tank behind us. Probably not the safest thing, think Pinto, but I mean, hell, it's not like we have seat belts or airbags or disc brakes or even padding on the seats or windows or tetanus shots. So, okay. Safety is not on the forefront of this build. It's about driving and enjoying what a real hot rod is.
The easiest way to drive it is like to have your arm out the back window, and like that kind of holds you from sliding around. Like you just kind of, that's your seatbelt. Grab it onto the B-pillar.
Ryan's taking this thing up above 100. Me? I'm good at like 55, 60 in this car. When you see this coming down the road, you know, with the wire wheels, with the skinny bias ply tires, it's an event. It's a total event. I don't know how many times I've been behind people and they're doing the speed limit and they just pull over to get out of the way. I love old stuff. I love old stuff. We're riding on technology that's over 100 years old. And it still works. It still works well. Don't ever discount somebody else's car, somebody else's ride, because it might turn out to be one of the greatest experiences you ever had, whether you're driving it or whether you're a passenger, man. If you get the opportunity to drive something like this, don't even think twice about it. Just say yes. Just say yes.
was gorgeous.
Holy shit.
It's just sunglasses and white teeth.